What is up, everybody? It has been a while. Um, Obviously, welcome to the second episode ever of Treecko Center. Of course, obviously the first one being week one, which then turned to a little, maybe over ambitious project. But hopefully, future renditions of this will definitely be able to provide a little bit more content. But for this episode specifically, we're just gonna go over the mid-season, I guess, results where we are. It's a little past midway. I obviously wanted to do this like 2 weeks ago, but busy with everything going on. You guys all know how that gets at times. So let's go ahead and jump into it. So kind of what we're going to be doing here is we are going to be kind of covering just different stuff. You know, we'll cover the standings. We are in week 13. Some week 13 matches have been played already, but hasn't been recorded. Some have. Just so you guys know, this is Saturday of the week 13 when I am recording this. So if you guys don't see your stats, don't worry. You know, those will still obviously get updated as we go through here. This is just kind of where we're at the point of recording. So let's go ahead and jump into it here. We have for standings, here are the TPL divisional standings here. We'll briefly kind of cover all of the divisions, make sure everybody gets equal, talking about here as much as possible. So let's go ahead and start in the Hoenn Conference, over there on the upper left-hand corner of the image here. The Hoenn North, with the Portland Pichus, the amazing Alakazam, Lanchester Corviknights, and the Denver Duraludons. So obviously Portland Pichus leading that division at 10-1. The amazing Alakazam, sorry about that. 8-3. Definitely, one of the people I have for most improved coaches, but we'll cover those more into depth as we progress through this midseason report here. Lanchester Corviknights at 2-8-1, and Denver Duraludon at 1-10. Now dropping down to the Hoenn East, Jamaican Jolteons, the Bad Lumbres, the San Isidro Slowpokes, and the Nordic Noivern. This division's, it doesn't look close. But really, honestly, I think even the Nordic Noivern, have a slim chance, very slim, but they're still technically in it here. Definitely different from the Hoenn North, where Lanchester and the Denver Duraludon probably not going to make playoffs based off the look of things here. But this one here, like, the Jamaican Jolteons keep tying, San Isidro keeps winning. Like, this division here can get kind of mixed up here. But Jamaican Jolteons currently leading it at 7-2-3 at the time of recording. The Bad Lumbres at 7-2-2, and San Isidro at 5-3-3. Dropping down to the Hoenn South, Florida Barraskewda, I believe that's a 3.5 game lead over the Cincinnati Incineroar. So Florida's looking like a pretty good playoff team, with about 4 weeks left. I would say that they're definitely going to be a playoff team at this point, assuming nothing crazy happens and they no longer can compete or start forfeiting all their matches. But they are 9-1-1. Cincinnati Incineroar is 7-4. The Kansas City Crocodiles, the team that's just been upsetting everybody, at 7-5. They are also still in the mix, and obviously Memphis Maniacs are out here. They're tanking for Garchomp, or tanking for whatever else they potentially want. At 0-12, still looking for their first win. Into the Hoenn West, we have the San Diego Charizardites 8-1-2. College Station Good Bowl at 7-3-1. The Topeka Torteras at 4-7-1, and the Arizona State Impotence, at the time of recording this, at 0-11. But of course, we all know our man Joey got the upset victory over San Diego, so we do know that there is a W in that win column now. So it looks a little bit better for Joey, at least a little bit. But I might be a little too late for Joey to make a run here. Topeka, I don't want to eliminate them, especially looking at the maybe like a wild card spot. They still have a chance of making it. Just glancing at the numbers, I'm not really calculating anything at this moment in time, just kind of just glancing. And yeah, so Hohen's very top heavy. I think you can kind of just look at the Hohen side here and you can kind of pretty much pick out the top 4 teams that you know are going to be there for sure, and then the last 2 wild card spots, kind of still up in the air here. It looks like I can count like probably 4 or 5 teams here that still have a chance, so that's pretty close there. So let's go ahead and jump over to the Kanto side here, starting in the Kanto North. Long Beach Cinderaces at 8-2-1, the Alolan Strikers at 5-6. Savannah Sharpedos at 3-6-2, and the Calgary Nitro Strikers at 2-9. So after week 13, assuming they haven't played, I don't know if these teams played their matches yet. But I guess depending on the results, if Cinderaces win and Strikers lose, I think that will pretty much almost, well, the tie makes it a little, I would say maybe after next week, Cinderaces could probably lock up a guaranteed playoff spot by winning this division here. Alolan Strikers still have a chance to make it as a playoff team, especially if they get on a run here. They've had a tough stretch of matches here. Calgary also looks like they're going to be one of the bottom teams here. Maybe they're tanking for somebody too. We don't know. And then going into Kanto East, we have the Carolina Conkelders at 7-3-1. Very quiet Carolina Conkelders. Very quietly sitting up there. The Delaware Dittos, the next team about half a game behind them. Old English Ice Cube is 6-5, and the Ottawa Guardians also not looking very good at this point in the season at 2-9. Kanto South, you know, the power division, you know, the NFC West of the TPL. Not going to be biased, or I'm not being biased or anything, but Kanto South, you got the Hudson Hydreigon's at 8-2-1, Phoenix Solrocks at 7-4, Columbia Combustions at 6-3-2, and the New Orleans Ninjask at 3-8. Now I believe I did just watch the Hydreigons, and well, now it's the Augusta Agrons now, and it bothers me that these abbreviations here are messed up. Come on, Treecko. Just giving Treecko crap. Treecko does a great job keeping track of everything and keeping things flowing here. So I believe he also has a few people helping him, but everyone's doing a great job. Who's ever in charge of stats and keeping that stuff up to date, you guys are doing a great job. Whoever is helping and assisting in that, I don't know, the hands in that pile there. So Hudson Hydreigons at 8-2-1. Still not I guess it's still technically not a guaranteed playoff team. Technically none of the Kanto South is, but it is looking like pretty good competition here, with the Phoenix Solrocks at 7-4, and the Augusta Agrons now at 6-3-2, and the New Orleans Ninjask at 3-8. Might be a little too late in the season here, unless they go on some crazy run, but 3-8, I mean, that kind of lowers your chances there, because the best you can go now is 8-8. And then into the Kanto West, this division is just, they're like the NFC East at this point. A lot of good teams. I think this division is actually pretty balanced. I think that's what the issue is. But Red Spark at 6-5, Indiana Tracers at 5-6, the Lionheart Luxrays at 3-8, and Bofa D's Nuzleafs at 3-8. I'm not gonna lie, Lionheart and Bofa could both go on streaks here and Red Spark and Indiana could struggle. I'm not really expecting Red Spark and Indiana to struggle. They're both really decent coaches out there. But that division's still pretty wide open. And yeah, that's that. So let's go ahead and jump into our season stats here. This is going to be the top 30. Sorry I can't include every single Pokemon, but we do have a little size limit here that we're kind of limited to. So I just thought top 30. I usually use the top 30 to kind of gauge like who's a coach's like strong suit. Because 30, you got a pretty wide range. I think most teams have at least one Pokemon in the top 30. Most, there probably are exceptions out there. But right now, Gyarados with 24 kills and 7 deaths, currently leading the season stats and kills here. Sirfetch'd at 23, Cinderace at 22, Eddie Slurpuff at 21, Venusaur at 19, Diggersby at 18, Charizard at 17, Togekiss at 16, Gardevoir at 16, Blastoise at 15, Sock and Savali at 14, Alakazam, Heracross, and Gengar all at 13, Golisopod and Reboot even at 12, Darmanitan, Emolga, Marowak, Tyranitar, Conkeldurr, Lapras, Corviknight, and Volcarona all at 11. Starmie and Excadrill at 10 kills this season. Chandelure at 10 kills, I missed them. And Leafeon and Drapion rounding out the the top 30, I should say, with 9 kills each. Yeah, I mean, there's definitely some firepowers, and you can definitely see what Pokemon is gelling with the coach the most here. We know Bofa and their Gyarados is gelling with them. The Alakazams and their Sirfetch'd is gelling. Cinderace is just a Cinderace. Eddie is making Slurpuff like probably the biggest threat in the league, becoming a villain with that Slurpuff. Venusaur kind of makes sense. Diggersby with huge power obviously is still a huge threat, and Charizard just makes sense. And Togekiss, we're not going to talk about that. We're going to talk about Togekiss here. So let's go ahead and go to... This is the all-time, so this includes all the Season 1 stats as well. Numbers, of course, will be a little bit inflated for Pokemon that, came out before Isle of Armor, because they will be included in here. But Gyarados with 48 kills, Charizard with 43, Cinderace with 41, Diggersby with 40, Togekiss at 36, Ninetales at 36, Sirfetch'd at 36, Howlucha with 34, Gengar with 32, Slurpuff with 31, Haxorus with 31, Araquanid with 30, Darmanitan and Passimian with 28, Lucario also with 28, Savali with 27, Dracovish with 27, Arcanine with 27, Venusaur Jolteon with 26, Gardevoir with 25, Vileplume with 24, Barraskewda 24, Sigilyph, Lapras, Cloyster, Kingler with 23, Komodo, Dragapult, and Scrafty rounding out the all-time kills board here with 23. So with all those stats briefly covered, we can go ahead and, before we jump into the playoff picture, we can go ahead and jump into... Let's go ahead and pull up the season stats back up here again. So, kind of going over Rookie of the Year. Obviously, this will go to who we feel like is going to be the most, not necessarily the best, but, the most up-and-coming rookie. The rookie that impressed the most. Now, obviously, I believe we are trying to set up votes that will be sent out probably the next few weeks here. But just going off my personal favorites, obviously people probably have different opinions. Let me just take a look at teams here. I would put Sandy Cesaro in that Rookie of the Year category. I would put Kansas City Crocodiles in that Rookie of the Year category. Maybe even Cincinnati Incineroar also in that category. San Diego Charizards, I think, is who's my personal favorite to win Rookie of the Year. They're in there too. Long Beach Cinderace is another team I think is also kind of up there for Rookie of the Year. I think even Alolan Strikers kind of proved themselves. Really good coach there. The Delaware Dittos proving themselves as well. Even the Augusta Agrons I would add in there. And even the Indiana Tracers I would add in there. So, I mean, there's a lot of options. And honestly, you can make a case for any of these coaches. Weirdly enough, I think that's the majority of the new coaches, I think that is. Minus Joey, but he's learned the format. He's getting better. And I think he'll definitely continue to improve. But, yeah, I mean, that's mostly all the coaches. I mean, you can make a case for any one of these rookie coaches to make it. But I think right now my personal favorite would be probably Angel and the San Diego Charizards, just because of how active they are and, you know, talking up the TPL chat and involving themselves and just their overall competitiveness in the league. I mean, I would say right now they're probably my personal favorite, with Long Beach Cinderaces, I think, very, very close behind. But we would edge out, I think, Angel over them at this point. I would, at least. Now, most improved. This was an award that was won by the Hudson Hydreigon's last season. The amazing Alakazams. I mean, I would add them in there. Most improved. Let's see here. Just trying to take a look and see who is all here. Obviously, you can only win most improved if you were part. I mean, well, I guess if you went, like, you started the season pretty rough and you grew better, I guess that would give you a chance. Yeah, amazing Alakazams I think would be in there. Maybe even the Augusta Agrons, just from the spot that they took over and how much they were willing to improve that team. I would maybe list them in there as well. Obviously, it's a sample size of the season, so it's whoever improved most from like start to the end. But I think right now, the amazing Alakazams, I think, is my personal favorite to win that. Obviously, feel free to discuss in the comments section if you guys feel like it's somebody else. So let's go ahead and jump to Coach of the Year. Now, I don't think we had Coach of the Year last season. I just went to the Champion. But this is kind of like, you know, the coach that performed the best all season long, didn't deteriorate. And honestly, right now, I mean, when it comes to this, I mean, there's a couple people that come to mind. Like, you had the Portland Pichus, I think we can list in there to win Coach of the Year. Florida Barraskewda as well for Coach of the Year. Long Beach Cinderaces will be Coach of the Year. Ultimately, I will kind of turn this down to whoever becomes, you know, the first seed in each conference is kind of how at least my vote will be swayed, and we'll pick and choose from there. Obviously, this will be a league-wide vote, but personally, my top two for Coach of the Year would be Florida Barraskewda or the Portland Pichus. Now for MVP, we have, obviously right now Gyarados is the leading kill leader, but we gotta pay attention to that KD. I think will determine a little bit of everything. But right now Gyarados up there, Sirfetch'd is up there. Cinderace, I think right now is my personal favorite, just because that 5.5 rating there on its kill to death is pretty wild. I think right now Cinderace is probably the favorite to win, or it could be even Slurpuff. Slurpuff's just a monster. So let's go ahead and take a look at the playoff picture while we're here. So let me go ahead and find it. There we go. Let me go ahead and hide all the rest of the stuff that we don't need anymore. Alright, so this is the current playoff picture as we're looking at this. Portland Pichu is currently leading the Hoenn division, and the Hudson Hydreigon's currently leading the Kanto division. Florida Barraskewda and the Long Beach Cinderaces not far behind them. San Diego Trezorites, the Carolina Conkeldurrs, the Jamaican Jolteons, and the Red Spark Vikavolt. Obviously, your top 4 seeds in each conference will be your division winners, so whoever wins the division, you guarantee yourself a playoff spot. And then the 2 wildcard spots are basically the 2 teams with the best records after that. So right now it's the Amazing Alakazam and the Bad Lombres for the Hoenn, and it's the Phoenix Solrox and the Delaware Dittos in Kanto. But teams just outside the bubble, College Station Good Bowl, Cincinnati Incineroar, Kansas City Crocodiles, and I would even put the San Ysidro Slowpokes in that category. I think honestly maybe 11 down. Not looking very good for the Hoenn Conference. Into the Kanto here, Hudson Hydreigon's, Long Beach Cinderaces, Carolina Conkeldurrs, and the Red Spark Vikavolt are the current division leaders, with the Phoenix Solrox and the Delaware Dittos with the next best record under that. But just outside of it is the Augusta Agrons, the Old English Ice-Q, I would even put the Alolan Strikers in the Indiana Tracers. So I think at this point we could probably cut it off that if you're not in the top 10 in your conference at the moment, it's not looking good. I mean, mathematically still not eliminated, but just not looking good if you're not currently in the top 20 in the league. So my playoff predictions, I'm not really expecting a big shuffle. Just for not to be biased sakes, I'll say that I'm going to miss playoffs, and I would probably put Delaware Dittos and the Augusta Agrons into the playoffs. The Hoenn Conference, I don't know, man. I don't know. This one's a lot tougher to pick from. But I would say Jamaican Jolteons will hold on to that division. I would think Amazing Alakazam might squeeze in. Bad Lumbres. I think for Hoenn, just for continuity's sake, we're going to say those 6 teams will probably be playoff teams. Obviously, all open opinion here, so anybody can switch those out. So I think that will go ahead and wrap up. We got a little bit of predictions and covered stats, standings, and all that good stuff. Be free to comment what you guys think will be the playoff teams and everything else. I think you guys are going to win the awards. So let's go ahead and leave here with the question of the day. And it'll just be as simple as this. Who do you guys think will win the season awards? We have Rookie of the Year, Most Improved, Coach of the Year, MVP. So go ahead and drop who you guys' predictions are for that down below. We would love to hear from you guys. And let's keep powering through. The season's almost over. And then we can start playoffs. And then on to Season 3. So thank you guys for watching. There'll probably be another one of these Treecko Centers for sure at the end of season. Pre-playoffs is my goal. But we will see if we can do that. And I will see you guys in the next one. See you around. Peace out and goodbye.